Good evening, friends. Today I have prepared a video on how our nervous system that works. So I have prepared a short write-up, and accordingly I'll talk and we'll discuss about our nervous system. It's very brief and it is quite enough to understand our system, because medically if we'll go into deep, so it will be difficult for non-medical persons to understand. So I have prepared this video on the basis of expecting that non-medical students and other professionals like me, they can also well understand. So this video is based on our nervous system. So our nervous system is basically divided into two categories: central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. See, our brain and spinal cord, they work together and they are part of central nervous system, because spinal cord is that cord which passes through our spinal cord. Okay, so it is also part of brain, equally responsible for every work which brain works. Of course brain is at number one, but brain plus spinal cord, they work together, and that is kept in the first category, which is called central nervous system. The second category is again there. So in second category, that there is one other system which is called peripheral nervous system. So this peripheral nervous system, that works for entire body and that controls the system. Then central that peripheral nervous system, that is again divided into two categories: somatic, non voluntary, जो आपका voluntary actions होते हैं, that is for voluntary actions, somatic nervous system. And the second is for involuntary nervous system, for involuntary actions which are beyond our control, like beating of heart, palpitation in heart, digestion of food. So for all those things, that nervous system which works, that is included in that category. Again in involuntary section, there are two categories: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. So that sympathetic nervous system, that is for fast actions, enteric parts, which are say roughly speaking for our alimentary canal, right from stomach, intestine, etc. So they are what kind of reflexes they generate. So that sympathetic nervous system, that control that part, enteric nervous system, for fast reflexes. Then similarly parasympathetic nervous system, that parasympathetic nervous system, that is responsible for SLUD. We call it in short SLUD. SLUD means, S spells, when I spell S means what? S means salivation, U means urination, L means lacrimation. Lacrimation means those tears which come out from our eyes, and the last one is defecation. So these are five components which are controlled by parasympathetic nervous system. That is of course little slow action movements, slow action reflexes of our body. So that is controlled by parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, and sympathetic nervous system, that controls the fast reflexes. And both these categories, they control involuntary action of our body, like heart beating. That is also part of autonomic nervous system, no? So that way our nervous system, that works. Now secondly, let me also tell you like our tissues, I'll talk to you in later video, and that body is composed of cells, tissue, like that, which I was earlier talking also. So here I'll just tell you that tissues have been divided into 4 or 5 categories. Now here I should tell you, while we are talking about nervous system, that is also important to discuss here. Tissues, when we talk about tissues, so it is nerve tissues, nerve tissues which are symbolic for when we talk about nervous system. So what is that nerve tissues? Those kind of tissues are called neurons. Okay, so those neurons are the nerve tissues, and in those nerve tissues all cells are of similar type, similar shape, similar size. Okay. Now we come to what is that neuron. Neuron is actually composed of 3 components. One is neuron nucleus, then axons, and then dendrites. The chain which forms is like axon, neuron, dendrites. Then that dendrite will join to the axon of next neuron, and then its the dendrite of next cell will join to the third axon of the third cell. Likewise, that chain is formed, axon and dendrites. Like, and for I mean, how that messages are conveyed from brain to different parts of body through muscles, and from different parts of muscles to the brain. So they are different category. Like in blood circulation, we will study that arteries and veins are there. Like artery that carry the blood from heart to the different part of body. Likewise, veins, they carry the pure blood, pure blood from lungs, and impure blood from other parts of the body to the brain. So like artery and veins, here also we study motor and nerves, sensory nerves and motors. So what is the difference? Motors are those nerves which carry the message from brain to different part of the body. They are called motors. They are efferent nerves also, we call them. Efferent means the nerve which is carrying the message from brain to the different part of the body. So that is motor. Likewise, sensory nerves. So in sensory nerve, they are efferent type of. They carry the message from different part of body, different part of muscles to the brain. So in motors, axons are longer than dendrites. In motors, axons are the length of axon. You will find it is larger than dendrites. And in opposite, on the other hand, in case of that sensory nerves, axons are smaller than dendrites. So this is how happens, and how that nervous system that works. This is a very brief I have prepared for you people, and I think you'll like it. And in next video we'll discuss about biochemic system of science, and by that time I think probably you'll be prepared to listen my video. And I convey my thanks for patiently listening this complete video. Thank you very much.